The names and places in this broadcast have been changed to protect the innocent. Viewer discretion is advised.
The case study done for this project is about a woman named Sarah, beaten for her last 5 years of marriage, and Gavin, now in jail. She begins to start her counseling, hoping to get free of the bondage she's in. Sarah, it's good to see you back. I'm excited to start our second session here. How have you been since our last one?
Better. Doing okay.
Good. Are your parents all right? Your family?
Yeah, we're getting through.
Yeah. Are you still living with your parents, or did you find another situation?
I'm living with them for now.
Okay. Good. So this is going to be just like our first one. If it's all right with you, I'm going to take notes.
Okay.
And it's just for you to be relaxed. Whenever you're ready to talk about Gavin and everything, just feel free to open up. However much you want to divulge.
Okay. It started about 5 years ago. Everything was good. I think before that, we seemed to be happy. I thought that we were happy. And then he went out, and I think he was with somebody of his, and he got really drunk. And that was the first time that he hit me. I don't think either of us expected it. We were both kind of surprised. And things kind of went back to normal the next day. And it was a couple of weeks before he drank again, and it happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to tell anybody, because who wants to tell anybody that their husband's beating them? And we kind of went through the cycle. It was a couple of months or a couple of weeks, and things would be fine, and then something would happen and kind of set him off. And that lasted about 6 months of the cycle, and then it started to get worse. And it wasn't every other week, it was every weekend. And he became a drunk. He would drink on the weekends, and then the weekends turned into the weeks, and it was a good day if he wasn't drinking. It was a really hard 5 years.
So, did you ever go out drinking together?
No. That was his thing, his life. It was hard because the first few weeks or the first few months, I wasn't sure if it was something that I did. Maybe I didn't cook right or make the meals that he liked, or I just kept questioning myself what it was that I did to make him always want to be away from me and drinking with his friends or wherever it was that he went.
And the questioning yourself, that happened about how far into his drinking?
Maybe 6 months. Maybe the first 6 weeks. I think it probably started the first time he hit me. What did I do? What did I do to make him want to hit me?
That's a question we all ask ourselves, Sarah. That's a good question to ask ourselves. But, we need to remember that one of the things that we're going to work on is remembering that it's not our fault. You had no control in the situation. But Sarah, I just want to encourage you that that as these sessions go on, you'll begin to feel empowered again, and if it's okay with you, would you like to pray? So Sarah, it's good to see you back as always. I love our meetings every week. Getting to know you has been quite fun. So thank you for allowing me to do this with you.
Thank you.
So it's just going to be like every other week. I'm going to take notes if that's okay with you. And okay, and you just whenever you're ready. Okay.
Okay. He's in jail now. I haven't seen him since that 1 week. The really bad one. The last 2 years have been probably the hardest. I think I said it last time, but he started drinking pretty frequently. And I think he got caught up in drugs. I don't know much about what he was doing when he was gone. I just know what happened when he came back. It wasn't even just that he hit me. I was working and trying to support us, and a lot of times the money, food stamps, would disappear. I'm not really sure what he bought with them. I'm assuming the alcohol and the drugs, although I guess I didn't really know that drug dealers took food stamps. It started getting really bad about 1.5 years ago. I think that was the first time he hit me so hard that I blacked out. It wasn't the last time, unfortunately. A couple trips to the hospital. That wasn't easy. Explaining to the doctors what happened without actually telling them what happened. The hardest, the worst, was about a month ago. He was really drunk, probably high, and he started hitting me. That part I was kind of used to, but this time it felt different. It was harder, and he seemed angry. I don't know what was different about it. But I was in so much pain. And I remember laying on the floor, and I think he had something in his hand. It's kind of all a blur. And I thought to myself, and if I continue to let him hit me just this time, I didn't think that I would survive. It was really bad. Times in the past when I had blacked out, the beating stopped. So I kind of faked it. I knew that if he continued, I wouldn't make it. I think I had a broken rib, or I can't remember. I was kind of out of it for a week after that. But when I faked it, he just walked away. He just left me there. He didn't check to see if I was okay. Didn't even call the cops or the ambulance or anything. He just kind of left. Walked out of the house. That was when I knew that any feelings he had for me were completely gone. Whether it was just because of the alcohol and the drugs, I don't really know. But I was in so much pain. I went to the hospital and I had to turn him in. It was the only thing that I could do to protect myself and him. I thought maybe if he was in jail, something would change. It's been about a month. The hardest part was telling my parents. For 5 years, I told them that everything was fine. And I know that my dad would have killed him if he had the chance. My mom too, probably. But I didn't give him that chance. It's good being back home, though.
Thank you for sharing that with me. Sarah, you know, what you're going through is not easy. I think it's amazing that you chose to get help on your own and that you chose to turn him in. And I know that that's probably one of the hardest things you've had to do. And, I mean, I don't think that he lost feelings for you, Sarah.
I wasn't good enough.
No, that's an easy thing to think, and that's an easy out. Sarah, you're more than good enough. You know, God tells us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Sarah, over the next few weeks of just kind of healing ourselves and getting ready to get back into a healthy swing of life, I want you to start replacing those thoughts, those negative thoughts that are very easy and no one blames you to have, with Bible verses. Verses like Ephesians 2:10, where it talks about how God's grace is for all of us. Or in Psalm, where it talks about how He loves us so much. It's important, Sarah, that it's an important part of our healing process that over the next few weeks, that we begin to make this a regular part of our life. Can you do that with me?
Thank you, John.
And in that moment of glorious surrender, you were broken for all the world to see, lifted